everyone, my name is Helene. Today I'm going to talk about some books that I really want to read in 2016. Basically, I have a lot of books behind me, and there's no way I'm going to get to all of my unread books in 2016, but I do have some priorities, some books that have been on my list for ages and that I just really want to read. They are screaming at me from the shelves that you need to read me. And I'm not just talking about my physical shelves, I also have some ebooks on my Kindle that I need to get to because I want to. So this video is going to be about those books. I do realize that we are already almost pretty much through January, so this video is a little bit late, but I hope you don't mind. These books are still the books that I want to read in 2016. Now, the first 3 books I'm going to show you are the books that I have planned to buddy read together with Ange from Beyond the Pages, and they are all very heavy classics. The first one is Bleak House by Charles Dickens. All I know about this is that, well, it's Donna Tartt's favorite book, which is quite amazing in my eyes. But also it's supposed to be kind of mysterious and a crime story, a detective story. I'm not too sure about that because obviously I haven't read it. But I'm going to get to this one hopefully in March and April. The next very big and heavy classic that we are going to be buddy reading together is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is going to be quite an adventure, I've heard, but I haven't read it, so don't quote me on that. But basically, something about a guy who is in prison, he wants to escape and he wants to go and find some gold, diamonds, some journeys, some adventures at least. And this one is over 1,000 pages long. I think it's about 1,300 pages, something like that, 1,200 pages long. And the last book I'm going to be buddy reading with Ange in 2016 is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Now, I own this book, so obviously I would like to read it, but the reason why I really want to read this one in 2016 is because I'm a French teacher, and I feel like it's so disappointing that I still haven't read this classic, because you have to when you are teaching French. Sometimes I encounter this text in my books that I read with my students, and sometimes I just encounter it on TV or in musicals, and I don't know the story, so now it's time to do something about that. Next we have some Stephen King books, which I own so many of his books on my Kindle or my iPad, but also some physical books. I do have 2 of his titles that I would very much like to get to in 2016, and those are some of his heaviest books. The first one is November 22nd, 1963 by Stephen King, obviously. Now, I have put a bookmark in this one because after having filmed this video, I will be starting this book. So I might have already read most of it when this video goes up. But right now, as I'm speaking, I haven't read it yet and I want to read it in 2016. And the other big book by Stephen King I would very much like to get to is It, about this clown. And I have a fear of clowns, so I'm a little bit skeptical about this book. But basically, I have been drawn to it for the past month and I've been wanting to read it, and I do own it, so I hope that I will get to it in 2016. But once again, it's a heavy book. You can't see it from the picture, but it's over 1,000 pages long. So yeah, but I hope I will get to it very soon. Another ebook I would like to get to is A Spool of Blue Thread by Anne Tyler, one of the Man Booker Prize long-listed books from 2015, and back then I downloaded it on my Kindle, but I never got around to reading it, and that goes for a lot of those books that were on the long list. So that's a shame, but this one in particular I would very much like to get to because it sounds the most appealing to me. I've heard it's supposed to be quite simple for a Man Booker Prize long-listed book, but anyway, I want to get to it. Then we obviously have Robin Hobb, because I own most of her books, if not all of them. No, I don't own the very last one. But basically, I am in the process of reading her series in a completely wrong order. I mean, there are 4 complete series out. I started reading the 4th one first, and I completed that one. I'm now in the process of reading the 2nd one, So that means I need to finish the last one in that series, and that is Ship of Destiny by, obviously, Robin Hobb. Once I finish this one, I have the first series, so I will actually go back to the beginning and read the Farseer trilogy on my Kindle, which consists of 3 books, and the third one is supposed to be quite long, kind of like this one. I'm not going to set too many goals for myself, but if I make it that far in the Robin Hobb books, I also have the third series to start on, which is the Fool's series, I don't know, Fool's Errand, The Golden Fool, and Fool's Fate. And once I've completed this one, I will have completed all the first 4 series by Robin Hobb. But I'm not promising that I will read all of this in 2016, but I do have a secret wish to do so. And the next one is The Rubber Bride by Margaret Atwood. The reason why I really want to get to this book this year is because I am very intrigued by Margaret Atwood. I have read 2 of her books. I have read Lady Oracle some years ago, which was intriguing, and then I have read The Handmaid's Tale last year, which was disturbing. So as you can hear, her books have quite some adjectives to them, and I own this one, so I just really want to read it. This is supposed to be about a woman who kind of haunts some women in her surroundings, something like that. I'm not too sure, but here it is. Last but not least, I have 2 books on my list that I don't own yet, but basically these 2 books will be on the top of my TBR list, or to buy list. First one is It's Not Me, It's You, or I have forgotten the author, but basically you can see the author on this picture. It's something with an M, I don't know, I will put it up here. This one is a very heavy, long book, but it is a contemporary and it's supposed to be chick lit, and I love that genre if it's done well, and I've heard that this one is supposed to be hilarious and it's done so well. I looked it up on Goodreads, and as far as I can see, it has only received great reviews, or almost only great reviews, from all of my Goodreads friends. So I really want to read this one, and I want to own it. I'm not going to get it from the library because it's one of those books that I want to own and have on my shelves. And that goes for the next book as well, which is The Small Way to an Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. That might be completely wrong, but once again the author name will be up here. This one people keep talking about, and I recently heard Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings say that if you don't like this book, there is something wrong with you. So that definitely intrigued me to read it, because oftentimes when I read a book that is very hyped, I don't always like it. So let's see how that goes. But basically this is a sci-fi, which is out of my comfort zone, but it's supposed to be brilliant, and it's supposed to introduce you to the genre if you're not that much into sci-fi. So I really want to read it, and it's on my list. Yes, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am not promising that I'm going to read all of these books in 2016, but most of them you might expect reviews of in the upcoming months. I hope so. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, everyone. Happy reading. Bye bye.